I'm going to let you in on a secret. I actually never planned to become a YouTuber. I had a background in film studies at college, but I never really liked working with cameras. It's very tedious work with lots of equipment, and you have to worry about lighting and audio, and then you have to edit the thing, and it's just a lot of minutia to worry about. But as you can tell by the wall of books behind me, I like to read. And I have a history of writing for fun. I had a blog about music where I would write album reviews, and I would write little short stories here and there, and I knew I enjoyed that process. I know that at least a few dozen of the books behind me were impulse purchases that I grabbed on Amazon because somebody said that the book changed their life or it had very valuable information in it. I love books, and I also love the idea of the passive income that a book can produce. If you can perform the admittedly large amount of effort and research it takes to write a book that's worth reading, you can do that effort once, publish it, and people will buy it for years to come. Like Michael Masterson wrote this book 15 years ago, and I just bought it this year. It's still working for him when he did that single project of authoring it more than a decade ago. So in the summer of 2019, I had just read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I was looking for a way to create some intellectual property that would generate passive income. My solution was to become an author and write a book. I like writing and I love reading, and even though I didn't know what kind of book or what it would be about, I knew that was the best fit for me. But when you settle on becoming a part-time author, you're going to have to decide what you're actually writing about. But at 30 years old, I didn't feel like an expert enough at any specific subject to write a nonfiction book. And when I tried my hand at writing fiction, I realized that I wrote my characters like different sides of the same person, myself. It wasn't captivating reading, and the writing process was just hard. The truth that I eventually realized was that I didn't have the knowledge or the experience to become an interesting author because I hadn't yet had those experiences. I didn't have a wealth of creative ideas to draw from because I didn't have enough input from life experience. Tech billionaire Naval Ravikant has said, to write a great book, you must first become the book. But this tweet, just like this video, isn't actually about writing a book. It's a metaphor. This concept applies to anything in life when you're searching for the method to become a success. In this context, to write the book means to produce something of value or to be seen as an expert in your field. And becoming the book means putting in the work. This notion, becoming the book, is something that social media encourages people to skip. Fake it till you make it. Show the world how great your life is, how smart you are, or how successful you are. Nobody focuses on the work. The early mornings, getting out of a nice warm bed at 5 a.m. to go to work before the distractions arise, working on a project until the sun goes down, skipping social engagements, saying no to your friends for parties, Friday night drinks, long weekends, scheduling your free time like it's your second job because it is. Nobody shows that because it's not sexy and it's not fun and it doesn't make the follower count go up. My favorite business books and resources are the honest ones. Those are the ones written by the people who have done it themselves. Michael Dell, Peter Thiel, Ray Dalio, Michael Masterson, Alex Hormozi. These are all people with different backgrounds in different industries who have done the dirty work themselves and share the information widely because they have the experience. They know the topic cold because they've lived it for years and still live it. Whatever problems younger business people have, those authors have experienced in some manner and know a method they use to break through it. The thing that I admire so much about these books is that they acknowledge that you can't make something out of nothing. You have to put the sweat equity in to build something of value, whether it's a service or a product, something that people acknowledge is specifically valuable and trust you enough to give you money for. So how do we create something of value? You have to put in the work. You take the swings. Every at-bat won't be a home run, but even if your batting average stays the same, 1,000 at-bats will produce a lot more hits than 10 at-bats. but your fear stops you. You tell yourself you're not smart enough, you don't have enough connections. You'll start when the conditions present themselves. But the truth is that the conditions are never going to present themselves. The stars are never going to align, and your world will never become the perfect scenario because, frankly, no one cares whether or not you are successful. You have to put yourself and your work out there and show the world why you have the value that should be rewarded. Promotion feels strange when you've never done it before, and sales feels sleazy to some people, but the fact remains that sales skills are the greatest creator of wealth in the modern world, regardless of your industry or position. No matter who you are or what you do, you can make more if you learn how to sell. As Zig Ziglar said, sales is the best paying hard work and lowest paying easy work in the world. You get back exactly as much as you put into it. So not until you put yourself out there, take the swings, show the world why you have value, you won't get anything in return. And this is what it means to become the book. Put in the time, learn the skills, build the product. You're going to have failures, but those failures are learning experiences. Take the swings. It's never going to happen unless you make it happen. So how have I been working on becoming the book? Well, I've been marketing the hell out of my company and obsessively iterating on our sales funnel. That's what these books have taught me. You can tell by my studio here that I have lots of hobbies, but in order to become the book, I dropped my hobbies. In order to become the book, you have to be laser focused on your goal. Piano lessons are on pause, no Italian lessons, content creation had to take a back seat for a little while, and I did that all in the name of giving myself time to devote to my business at all hours. I'm reading books about managing a construction company, I'm reading books about estimating, I'm taking certification courses to learn estimating so that we can increase our at-bats. See, what I didn't realize is that all my beloved books, invaluable as they might be, were a crutch for me. They let me procrastinate by reading while I felt like I was being very productive. What took my 20s to learn is that reading the book is only half the equation. It gives you the bat. It's up to you to swing it. Getting bogged down in theory doesn't help you if you never execute. What I spent my 20s trying to figure out was how to break through self-consciousness in order to become successful. And what I've learned is that no one cares about your self-consciousness. No one cares about your potential. No one cares about your work until you show them why they should care. You have to be your number one cheerleader and show the world what you make and grab them by the neck and tell them why it's valuable. It might feel disingenuous in the beginning, but you know your worth. And once you convince others of it, you've started rolling the snowball, and the snowball only gets bigger from there. It won't happen on day 1, but on day 1,000, you'll be happy you started when you did. I'm a business YouTuber, so I need to put in the work to make sure that my business is a success. That is the only thing that will create value for my audience, which is so that you guys can save time by learning from my mistakes. That's the book I'm trying to write, so that is the book that I have to become. And that's the truth. You'll never have anything to write or film about if you haven't built anything worth documenting. That's how you become the book. Put in the hours, do the hard work nobody wants to do, and you'll gain the experience that everybody wants to know about. If you like this video, then please click subscribe and check out my channel for other videos about growing your business, money, and influence. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Ross Campoli, and I will see you in the next one.